All right, we're back. Burlington in the News with Rick Mauch from the Burlington Record. Another Wednesday, June 9th.
I'm irritated.
Uh-oh, we're starting it off that way. Hit us.
I was so excited. I don't know if I told you about this, but about a month ago, I ordered myself an early Father's Day present. Really cool Bigfoot shirt. He's carrying a boombox and a Hawaiian shirt, matching shorts.
Nice.
Well, the shorts are still out there somewhere. I don't know, but the shirt arrived today. And I was so excited.
That's exciting.
I was going to wear it on the show.
Why didn't you?
Because it's a small.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So you got to send it back and get a larger one?
Yeah. And I didn't get it from Amazon. The company that sent it to me has done a pretty good job of tracking it, so I suspect it'll be fairly easy to return. But I was so excited.
How small is small? I mean, like youth?
Too small for me.
I was going to make you a deal. I might be able to take that off your hands and buy it. I know someone who might want it.
I mean, I'm not Lou Ferrigno, but, you know,
yeah. But
for those of you who are too young, Lou Ferrigno was the original Incredible Hulk.
Did either of you guys know that?
Did y'all know
Oh, Stetson knew it. You've seen that, the old one? Huh.
Yeah.
All right, good.
So, yeah, I don't have it with me, but sure. You want to?
Might have to look at that.
But yeah, it's an adult small, and it was
because it's going to be easier to order a new one than to try and exchange it and send it back and everything.
It wasn't cheap, dude.
How what 30?
Shirt and shorts together were $38. I think close to 40 with tax.
So like $20 for the shirt.
Yeah.
See, that's not bad.
And
that's par for the course.
I guess the shorts will be showing up any day. They were supposed to be together, but
probably not. But that's maybe.
But yeah, that was a bummer. That and every sports team that I care about has done nothing but lose since Sunday.
That's the truth, right? Are you talking about the Nuggets, the Avalanche?
The Nuggets lost. The Avalanche have lost twice. The Dallas Mavericks got eliminated.
They did by the Clippers?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, they lost in Game 7. TCU baseball got eliminated. You know, I moved here from Fort Worth, so
a rough week for sports.
Alabama baseball and softball got eliminated. So,
what about local?
Burlington lost a doubleheader yesterday. So yeah, I mean, I think tonight, I think I'm gonna cheer for the Suns when they play the Nuggets.
Break the curse.
Yeah, break the curse. Do a little reverse mojo there. And tomorrow, if that doesn't work, then I don't know what I'm going to do when Burlington plays Rocky Ford tomorrow. I keep wanting to say Rocky Road. That's my favorite ice cream.
Rocky Ford.
Yeah. And if you're going to name your town Rocky Ford, just name it Rocky Road, because everybody's thinking Rocky Road when they say that.
Yeah, it depends if you grew up here. Because I grew up going down there to Rocky Ford in summers.
Well, I didn't grow up here. I'm thinking ice cream.
Gotcha.
All due respect to the folks in Rocky Ford, you're great people. Just have Rocky Road ice cream ready when I come there, and then it'll be a win-win for everybody.
You're going to notice we got a few sound effects today. We got a different producer today, Stetson Probus.
I love it.
Running this show.
I love it. We got a lot of cool stuff. Let's look at the website real quick. By the way, the website, a lot of people have been visiting.
It's good. That's great.
Yeah, just, we had a lot of people visit. What are we? We're Burlington Record. Here we go. It opens right up. Our poll question this week, by the way, I know everyone was wondering about that, is do you agree with Colorado lawmakers' decision to remove Native American mascots from public schools?
Oh, that's a big topic. Yeah, I've been out of the loop on some stuff, but yeah, that's a big deal.
And so far, of the 62 people who have voted, 46 or 74% say no, they don't agree with it. And 16 or 26% say yes, they do. So,
yeah, Yeah, that's a tough one.
Last week's question was, do you agree with Texas' decision to do constitutional carry with firearms?
What was that, overwhelmingly agreeing?
I think it was 61%
Agreed.
agreed and 39% do not. So
We'll have to see what this week's poll goes to, because that's a heated topic right now.
yeah, it is.
It impacts a lot of schools out here.
It does, and as always, I have people say, "Well, what are your thoughts on it?" My thoughts are if that particular tribe, say Florida State, for example, the Seminole tribe has not only given their blessing, but they actually like the fact that Florida State has them as a mascot. But if what you're doing is displeasing to someone, maybe consider not doing it. I mean, again, Florida State, they're perfectly fine. The Seminole Nation says, no, we don't have a problem with it. Go ahead and do it. If a group steps forward, however, and says, we don't like that, like the Washington Redskins is a perfect example. By the way, Redskins, that's an out-and-out insult toward the Native Americans. So I could certainly understand why I could certainly understand why you would want that one changed, no matter what else you think. But I think that, in fact, we had a couple of answers on the comments, and a couple of them, we had several comments, and a couple of them were very similar in their response. They said, well, shouldn't this be up to the Native Americans as to whether they want it changed or not a bunch of Colorado lawmakers? Yes. Unfortunately, the Native Americans, while they may want it changed, don't have the voice to make it changed. So if they've spoken out and the people who can change it have heard, then I say go with it. If this is a decision where the Native Americans are okay with it, but you still want to change it, I think the other applies as well. I think you have to look at the people who it's affecting.
Maybe a case-by-case basis. And
you could, yeah. Again, come back to Florida State. The Seminole Nation has no problem with it, so leave that alone.
Well, and in some of these smaller schools, they had the blessing to do it, and there's a lot of history behind it. And
I think that's a good point. I think if your school is using a Native American mascot and Native Americans in that community or in that state have said, no, we're fine with it. We think it's cool that they're doing this.
Yeah, almost like celebrating it if it's done correctly.
Then leave it alone. And I think there is a stipulation. And I haven't read the bill. I just know what's in it, and I do believe there's a stipulation that if you do have permission, if you do have written permission, then you don't have to change it. But if you can't show that written permission, then you got to make the change. So again, I think it's a lot like everything. I don't think it's a sweeping across the board thing, but I do think if you've got some people who are unhappy, you should hear them out, and maybe you make a change, maybe you don't, but at least hear them out, see why they're upset about it. But yes, the one that I do think did need to be changed, and I'm glad it is being changed, is the Washington Redskins, because Redskins was a very derogative term in Native American culture. In fact, I'm not even comfortable saying that word, but it is an out and out insult, and I don't think that should ever be used by a team, and I'm glad the Washington football team is changing that. So we have had some.
We'll see how the poll ends up.
We've had some really good response to our online polls. Some other things to look at on our website this week. Call it back up here because I lost it. This is cool. Are you familiar with the Safe to Tell program?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, I have heard of it.
This was just posted on our website. I assume Sherry put that on there. Colorado students' Safe to Tell tips rose 49% in May after declining during the pandemic. Now, honestly, I don't know what the pandemic might have to do other than the fact that there was just social distancing and, there wasn't, if you're not around somebody, you can't pick on them or anything. But apparently it's back to, it's risen, and that's good because you do need to report those things. That is a great program, by the way. Mm-hmm. That's just a tremendous program to try and put the kibosh on bullying. Ranked choice voting might soon be an option for everybody. And I know you're looking at me like, explain that. Well, it's kind
an option, but in what level?
It's an option, and some of the smaller communities are already doing it. Basically, it's like an instant runoff.
Yeah, no, you know what? You were making me, I was kind of had a puzzled look because I was trying to remember where I read about it. But you know what it was? New York is about to do ranked choice for the first time for the mayor.
That's true.
And so they were thinking that was going to be, I'm not sure. I don't know where I fall on that. I'm not sure I understand why it's being introduced. What would be the benefits? What might be the drawbacks? So
well, they say that the idea is to get the candidates to focus on larger areas instead of focusing on one area that they think might get them elected. I believe the idea is to make elections more inclusive. There we go. Got it back up. I don't know how I feel about it, honestly. I'm still kind of, and I am big on elections. I love elections, but I don't know how I feel about this. I haven't formed an opinion yet, but yeah, certainly something that I'm going to have to consider because it might be we're one of the smaller communities here in Burlington. I don't know if county leaders, city leaders are considering it or not, but it can happen. Colorado state leaders are looking at banning disposable plastic bags when you buy things. We actually have some reusable bags. They're in the trunk of the car. I keep forgetting to use them. So I might have to tie a little string around my finger or something if this law gets passed. Again, that's something I don't know. It's 6 one, half a dozen the other. I see the advantage of reusable bags, but what am I going to do for a bathroom trash can liner if I can't get a disposal? If I can't get the little plastic bag anymore?
I think I read an interesting article on that about spreading disease, though, too.
I did. With
the reusable bags, yeah. It's not from a health standpoint, it's not as healthy.
Well, you got to wash them. I mean, you got to, in between use, just toss them in the washing machine. I mean,
right. But I think you get what I'm saying.
But yeah, no, I think a lot of people, they're forgetting that important thing. You buy some, meat, for example, and you put it in there and maybe, some bacteria or what have you gets in there. You don't wash it. You take it the next time and, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, just throw it in the laundry. It's not that big a deal, I mean,
Nice.
There you go.
There you go.
So, yeah, I got some cool stuff on our website. We will, the Burlington Cougars, we'll get more on that just here in a minute. But the Cougars dropped a couple of tough games yesterday. I need to, like I said, cheer for Rocky Ford on Thursday.
Rocky Road.
Yep. Yeah.
Break the curse. Nah, they'll break out. I think a lot of the teams are going to win this next game.
It's not a must win, but it could be. They slipped from 13th or either 13th or 11th to 18th in the RPI this week.
What do they have to be to make the playoffs?
You have to be in the top 24.
So they just need to win.
If they win, they're probably in. If they lose, they're ending the season with a 5-game losing streak. Ooh. And, I don't know.
Yeah, that's tough. Hopefully they win.
I mean,
pull for a win.
They might still make the top 24, but it's going to be tough. losing 5 in a row to end the season. Stratton Liberty ended strong. They won their last 3, and they're in the District 4 tournament tomorrow. So they draw, Holly, which don't know if Holly is still number 1 in the state, but they were. They played Holly earlier this year, lost a 2-0 game, got no hit. So they're certainly capable of being competitive with them. But Burlington should beat Rocky Ford tomorrow. They should have beaten Yuma last week.
Well,
they lost
let's
twice,
hope they snap out of it.
Burlington's got a good team. They really do. Their pitching earlier this season was phenomenal. They were hitting the ball, but having played baseball, I can tell you it's a game where maybe more than any other, it gets in your head. And something that was routine 500 times, all of a sudden you get the yips about it. A simple thing like throwing to first base from second base.
It becomes mental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And baseball is a mental game. So, but I do think if they beat Rocky Ford and get to the playoffs, Burlington could be a dangerous team just because of their pitching. Michael Gutierrez has 86 strikeouts in 43 innings this year. Yeah.
Good.
He is a phenomenal pitcher. Got a lot of stuff in the paper, as we always do. We have a new superintendent. The front page is black and white. It's not going to be black and white when you get the paper. The printer there was something wrong with the printer today, so it came out black and white. But trust me, it will be a color page when you get it.
Who's the superintendent?
Although I do like black and white. Schindler's List would not have been the same in color, and I really got mad when Ted Turner colored Casablanca. So, the new superintendent, I talked to him the other day, a nice guy named Chuck Smithy.
Chuck Smithy.
Yep, he's coming here from Trinidad.
That is. Celebrate that. That's good.
He was the principal and the athletic director. Said he had visited Burlington before, and it made a good impression on him. He really liked the school district. Said once he saw the opening came up, he didn't hesitate twice to put his name in the hat. And from what I've seen, and they made a good choice. He's a down to earth guy. He's a kids first kind of guy, which is exactly like Tom Satterley, the guy he's replacing. So they shouldn't miss a beat here, really. With all due respect to Chuck, I look forward to working with him, and he seems like just a really great guy. He's got some huge shoes to fill. Mm-hmm. Satterley did a lot for this district. He got pay raises. He got state recognition. He really, at times when it looked like the Burlington School District was up against the wall, Tom was able to make something happen that benefited the students and the teachers and the staff. Tom's going to be missed, but I think Chuck's going to come in and do a good job. Sherry Webb did a really nice story on the carousel reopening. She went out, she got some reaction from some people.
Nice.
About what it means to have it back, and she took some pictures. Sherry has really turned into a very fine writer.
That's awesome.
She was already a good writer when I started having her do stories, and she's just
blossoming.
She's blossomed, and her talent is it's getting stronger. And she is actually probably going to be doing even more stories. We are, we're looking for, Joyce retired.
Right.
So I'll go ahead and break the news. We are moving Sherry into Joyce's old position.
Okay.
Now,
Congrats
Sherry won't be the photographer that Joyce was. She will take pictures, and she can take good pictures, as you can see here. So she'll probably take more pictures than anyone else. But she is going to help do some composition on the paper. She'll write at least one story every week, if not a couple. I might even have her help on city council, for example, if I'm slammed or something. She is so versatile, very talented, and she deserves that.
Good. That's awesome. Congrats to her.
I do have a couple of people in mind to now replace Sherry up front, and they're talented also. You might even see their byline in. But yeah, she's just done a phenomenal job. And she's got something. In fact, she's already turned it in. I didn't run it this week because I didn't want it to. I didn't want to have to bump it inside. It is a front page story. But you remember we talked about the cat that came home after a year, I think it was.
Yeah, Ipawa.
Yeah, she's done that story, and it's a really fine story, and that'll be in the next issue or two.
Nice.
Burlington Swim Club back in action this year.
Back in action,
and Jeff Yeager could not be more excited. They opened this Saturday in Goodland, I believe, and their own meet here in town is July the 3rd, I think.
Good.
Yeah. So they're it's good. It's good to have activities like that back, because last year, the summer just seemed kind of empty.
Yeah, it wasn't the same feel that a normal summer is. This one already feels so different. So it's good.
Last summer, those who were doing something, you kind of looked at them like, is that the right thing to do? And not that many did anything. And those who did try, there was good luck with that. I hope, but now we're kind of back to normal, and it feels good.
Mm-hmm.
It does. It feels good. So they open Saturday in Goodland. We do have COVID story. The Colorado Department of Health and Environment is to send vaccine reminder message to 30 to 39-year-olds this week. So, and then the Prairie Family Center got funding from the Next 50 initiative. So that's like, bear in mind, I still haven't lived here a year. It'll be a year in July. So some of these I'm still learning, but Prairie Family Center is a fantastic organization.
Oh, it's awesome.
If someone out there is looking for a place to donate to, I highly recommend it. My wife and I latched onto it immediately as soon as we got here, and I don't know if viewers know this. I think I mentioned it to you, but back in the 90s, I spent 4 years doing public relations for a children's home. And so anything that helps kids and families is very dear to my heart. So really good to see that.
That is great.
And again, if you're looking for a place to send a little bit of money, the Prairie Family Center is right at the top of that list, or at least they should be.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Cougars track team had a good showing at Elizabeth. We're going to get some kids to state this year in track. I mean, we always do. But, you would think bouncing back from COVID, there might be a little bit of a letdown. But no, I mean, we've got a ton of talented kids at Burlington and throughout the area. A lot of them are in the top 10 in the state, or top 18 go, and we have a lot of kids who are right there ready to qualify. Trinity Perry actually stopped by the office this morning to say hi, and we were talking about this very thing, and both she and her brother Sky should make it down to
state.
To state. Actually, I guess from here it'd be up to state because it's at Jeffco.
Okay.
So we talked about this a minute ago. The Cougars dropping a pair at Yuma. And the tough thing, those were really two tough losses. They led the first game. They took a 3-2 lead in the top of the sixth in the first game, gave up 2 runs in the bottom of the sixth. Oof. Second game, they had a 10-6 lead going into the bottom of the seventh, gave up 5 runs.
Oh, ouch. So it's closing.
Yeah. And then yesterday against Ray. Now, no shame in losing to Ray. They're ranked number 3 in the state in 2A. But they had Ray down, I think it was 6-2 going into the late innings. 6-3, I guess it was, because Ray scored 5 in the 6th and 5 in the 7th and won 13-8.
Sounds like we're having issues from the 6th on, huh?
Yeah, and then in the second game, it was a 1-1 tie. Ray broke free for 3 runs in the 4th or 5th, I can't remember, and held on to win 4-2. So
tight. They're all tight, and we're in it.
Yeah, they're all tight.
Just got
and
to
it's
turn
just,
the curve a little.
Those are tough losses. But if they beat Rocky Ford, I think all is fine with the world, and they're going to go in.
Well, if you get into state, anything can happen.
If Jerry Jones has been saying that about the Cowboys for years,
and nothing has happened.
Just get in the playoffs.
Nope.
So don't be Jerry Jones, okay?
Right. We actually want to see something happen.
Yeah, get in the playoffs and do something. So
that's right. That's Tony Romo's fault.
Speaking of Jerry Jones, I've covered one Super Bowl in my career.
I bet that was fun.
Super Bowl 30. I had just gone to work for Don Ray Media.
What year was that, Super Bowl?
That was 96.
96. So that's Dallas versus Pittsburgh.
Yes. Yeah. Dallas won 27-17. I got asked to go, and I thought, this is so cool. Cowboys go to the Super Bowl all the time.
Yeah, because that's when they were.
Yeah,
right?
It was their third in 4 years.
That was Troy Aikman and Smith.
Yeah, and the year before, even though they didn't go, they made
Michael
the NFC
Irvin.
Championship game. So I'm thinking, this is awesome.
I'll make it back.
Yeah,
this is an annual thing.
I'm going to get to go to who knows how many Super Bowls.
And then it was over.
And I'm still waiting.
And you know why it was over? Because the next year we had Denver dominating.
Yeah,
Broncos,
that's true.
97 and 98.
That's true.
And Green Bay and Brett Favre.
Yep. And there's kids who have been born, graduated college, they're well into their careers now.
And never seen.
I had no idea the Cowboys were once one of the most dominant teams in football history. So we talked about the United Eagles. Hopefully they'll make a run this week. If they beat Holly on Thursday, that puts them in the regional tournament no matter what they do in the next game. Hopefully they can take care of business and they played one of the toughest schedules in the state, so it wouldn't surprise me if they beat Holly. I always like lifestyles. I always get hungry when I look at this page.
Or recipes?
Yeah, get foiled. 7 steps to the perfect foil pouch.
It's good. It's barbecue season.
Yeah, and my question is, you're going to make me wait that much longer to get to it by putting foil over it?
Hey, sometimes foil keeps that flavor in. Helps
yeah,
it
that's
cook.
True. It's called gochujang glazed chicken, and it looks good. So
that's good.
And then Courtney, as always, did an amazing job on the photo feature page this week. It focuses on Stratton's graduation.
Very nice.
Yeah. So those are highlights from this week's paper. We do have some cool things coming up on the horizon. Of course, we have a city council meeting. Is it
Monday?
Monday, yeah. Any big news coming out of that?
Not that I'm aware of at this point.
Okay. It's probably time for me to write another column. I may write about probably write about my daughter's wedding.
That'd be a fun one.
But, I may save the other. We went to the Highway 24 garage sales.
How was that?
For less than $60, we filled my SUV.
Did you get your weed trimmer?
Got 2 of them.
Oh, there you go.
Got 2 of them. We bought one for $10, and then a couple of garage sales later, I saw one sitting there. And the lady at where we bought it, she said, "If you change your mind, bring it back." Well, we found another one, and the guy said, "You want it? It's free." He said, "We're closing down. I'm going to throw it away." I said, "Yeah." So my wife said, "We can't go back to that lady. She was so nice."
So you got 2.
So we got 2. I said, "Well, we're going to do 2 of them." She said, "We'll sell one in our garage sale."
Yeah, there you go. When's your garage sale?
I don't. Sometime this summer. My wife loves holding a garage sale, and she's good at it. Got an exercise bike that's quiet as 3 a.m. for $5.
That's good.
Again, the guy just didn't want to pack it up.
Yeah, that's how a lot of that goes. You're just trying to get rid of stuff.
Got a ton of free DVDs that were just sitting by the curb because they were throwing them out. Got a little portable stereo for $10. Got some pictures. Got, like I said, we filled,
it's just a good event.
the SUV
I'm gonna have
for
to try
less
and
than
catch that
$60.
next year.
Oh,
That sounds
awesome.
cool.
And we didn't even get an early start. We didn't even hit the road till 10:30. but there's so many of them that there's just going to be something somewhere. We did hit a couple here in Burlington, 2 or 3 here in Burlington. Whatever they had here, we hit them. And Goodland had a ton of them. And we went all the way to Colby. By that time, we were kind of tired, but I had to take some.
How far does it go?
Magazine. Somebody told me it went all the way to Topeka.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's true, but I know it went beyond Colby. Just
that's neat.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun. So we'll see what City Council offers next week. Of course, we'll have the usual poll results. We got photos sent in from the Communities That Care event.
Good.
Didn't get them in time for this week, but
next week you can run them next week. That was an awesome event.
Might even be the photo page. I don't know. We'll have something on Celebration of Summer
coming up fast.
Working on that. Yeah. Sports wise, a lot of stuff. We've got regional golf. Track is coming down the home stretch, no pun intended.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see what happens with baseball. And, it's just going to be another busy, big week in the paper. And around the corner, we've got the fair. We're getting ready for that. So
that's going to be big.
Lucky said we might even have some pictures, like advanced pictures for the fair and what have you. But, as always, the Burlington Record is going to be there, and we're going to have tons of stuff. And it's, I think we're the greatest weekly newspaper in America. I'm just going to toss it out there. Somebody said we might be the biggest, or certainly one of the biggest, but it's cool to be big. It's better to be great. And I just feel like with what we provide, and they were great before I got here. This isn't anything I did.
There's a long history,
but
you're picking up the mantle and running with it.
Yeah, I mean, Rawl, when he started it years ago, or when he made it what it was, the man knows newspapers.
Well, they're important.
Yeah,
local, rural newspapers are very important, and they need to keep going. So I'm glad that you guys are doing what you do.
And the community seems to really like it, and that's clutch for a community paper. I mean, if you're a community paper and the community doesn't like you, you're in trouble. Mm-hmm. And I have known some community papers that ran into that, but not us. We love the community, and hopefully the community will continue to love us.
I'm sure they will.
And if for some reason you stop loving us,
drop us a note.
Yeah, let me know how much money you need, and I'll see if I can borrow it from Troy.
There you go. All right. Well, good deal. Well, thanks for coming in. We'll look forward to breaking news next week. We'll just keep on trucking every Wednesday.
We do have some news coming up, but I did promise the source that I wouldn't say anything until it does become official.
Okay.
But it's
pretty breaking.
Kind of big.
Yeah. Okay. Like next week we'll be able to hear about it?
Maybe.
Okay.
Just depends on if
little
it all
cliffhanger.
Falls but definitely week after next.
So within the next coming up week or two, we're going to have some.
And remember, it may be week after next before it gets in the paper. But if I find out about it next Wednesday, it's on the website.
There you go.
So,
and then we can break it.
Yeah, there you go.
So, okay. Well, awesome. Thanks for coming in, and then we'll see you next Wednesday.
Sounds good, my friend.
Okay.
And we got to golf.
We will. We'll make it happen.
All right.
All right, buddy.